The egg is the most complete food on the planet. It contains everything needed to build a living organism from scratch. And you are ruining it. You throw away the yolk because a guideline from 1984 told you cholesterol is dangerous. You cook it until the center turns gray and chalky. Or you eat one egg with toast and call it breakfast. Every single one of those habits blocks the very mechanism your body uses to burn visceral fat. This is not about nutrition. This is about signaling. The egg contains a compound that acts as a degreaser for your liver. Without it, fat stays locked inside. Your liver clogs. Your metabolism stalls. It does not matter how little you eat. If that has been you, that is not your fault. Nobody taught you this. Today I am giving you a 24-hour experiment. 3 eggs, 1 cooking method, 1 rule. Why, if you do it right, you will activate a transport system inside your liver that most people do not know exists. You will flip a switch in your muscles that separates fat loss from muscle loss. And you will shut down hunger at the hormonal level for the rest of the day. It all starts with the part you have been throwing away, the yolk, and what it does to your liver. Most people think of eggs as protein. That is like calling a smartphone a flashlight. Technically true. Completely missing the point. An egg is not just food. It is a biological capsule. Nature designed it to contain every single nutrient required to build a living organism from nothing. Amino acids, fatty acids, fat-soluble vitamins, minerals, and one compound hidden exclusively in the yolk that most people have never heard of. This compound is the reason we are here today. To understand what it does, we need to look at your liver. Your liver is not just a filter. It is a processing plant. Every gram of fat your body wants to burn has to pass through this plant first. The liver packages fat into tiny carriers, loads them onto transport vehicles, and ships them out into the bloodstream where your muscles grab them and burn them as fuel. That is how fat loss actually works. Not by eating less, not by running more, by keeping the shipping department running. Now here's the problem. If your liver itself is clogged with fat, a condition called hepatic steatosis, the plant backs up. Think of it like a waste processing facility buried under its own garbage. Trucks are lined up outside. Nothing moves. The fat you want to burn is sitting right there. Your body cannot touch it. This is where the yolk comes in. The yolk contains choline. Choline is the raw material your liver needs to build those transport vehicles, called VLDL particles. Without choline, the liver cannot package fat, cannot load it, cannot ship it. The fat stays inside, the plant stays clogged, and your metabolism stays stuck no matter how perfectly you eat for the rest of the day. Let me walk you through the chain. Choline enters the liver. The liver uses it to build VLDL particles. Each particle wraps around a bundle of fat. The particle enters the bloodstream. Your muscles pull it in and burn it for energy. One step triggers the next. Remove the first step and the entire chain stops. That first step lives in the yolk, the part you have been throwing away. Here is the contrast that should bother you. You remove the yolk because you think it contains too much fat. But the yolk is the only part of the egg that tells your liver to remove fat. You are afraid of the very thing that fixes the problem. Choline is not optional. Your body produces some on its own, but not nearly enough. The rest has to come from food, and the single richest source of choline in the human diet is the egg yolk. One large yolk delivers roughly 150 milligrams. Most adults need 400 to 550 milligrams a day. Most adults get less than half of that. Your liver has been running understaffed for years. The trucks are parked, the fat is piling up, and every morning you crack the egg, scoop out the white, and throw the solution down the drain. Not anymore. But here's what most people do not realize. Even if you keep the yolk, even if you understand what choline does, it will not matter if you eat the wrong amount. 1 egg is not enough. 2 eggs are not enough. There is a specific number that flips a completely different switch. A switch that decides whether your body burns fat or burns muscle. Your muscles are a construction site. Every single day, old fibers break down and new ones are built. This process never stops. But here's the catch. The construction crew does not just show up. They need a signed work order. That work order is an amino acid called leucine. Leucine is the trigger for muscle protein synthesis. The process that builds new muscle tissue, protects the muscle you already have, and keeps your metabolic rate from collapsing. Without enough leucine in a single meal, the work order is incomplete. The crew looks at it, puts it down, and walks away. No construction, no repair. Your muscles slowly shrink, your metabolism slows, and your body starts burning muscle for energy instead of fat. This is not a gradual process. It is a switch, on or off. Enough leucine or not enough. There is no middle ground. So one egg gives you about 0.6 grams of leucine. That is a torn work order. The crew does not even pick it up. Two eggs give you 1.2 grams, closer, but still below the line. The crew reads it, frowns, puts it back on the table. You fed the body. You did not signal it. Three eggs push you into the activation zone. The work order is signed. The crew moves. Construction begins. Your body receives a clear message. We have resources. We are safe. Prioritize burning stored fat. Protect the muscle. That signal changes everything. When your body knows muscle is protected, it stops hoarding energy. It stops clinging to fat reserves as an emergency backup. It shifts into a state where burning fat is the default, not the exception. One egg is maintenance. Three eggs is a command. And here is the number that makes this personal. Most people eating a standard breakfast, one egg, toast, maybe some juice, hit roughly 8 to 10 grams of protein. That is nowhere near the threshold. They eat every single morning and never once flip the switch. Years of breakfast, zero anabolic signals. Their muscles never got the memo. Three eggs deliver approximately 18 grams of protein with the full leucine payload. You cross the line. The switch flips. Your body hears the signal loud and clear. But I need you to understand something. This is not about eating more. This is about reaching the threshold in one sitting. You cannot spread one egg across 3 meals and get the same result. Leucine does not accumulate. It does not wait for you. You either flood the system in one meal or you miss the window entirely. 3 eggs, 1 meal, 1 clear signal. Eat fewer than 3 and you are turning the key halfway. The engine clicks. It does not start. You sit there wondering why nothing is working. Now, 3 eggs with the right leucine loaded with choline sounds like the perfect meal. And it almost is. Almost. Because there is one mistake you can make in the kitchen that destroys both of them in under 60 seconds. You have the right number. You have the yolk. Now you need to not destroy it. Most people overcook their eggs without thinking twice. The yolk turns solid. A green ring forms around the edge. It looks done. It smells fine. But biologically, you just torched the 2 most valuable compounds inside it. Here's what happens when you overcook the yolk. The fats and cholesterol inside it oxidize. Oxidized lipids are not neutral. They are inflammatory. Inflammation raises cortisol. Cortisol raises blood sugar. Blood sugar raises insulin. And when insulin is elevated, your body locks the fat-burning door shut. You started with the perfect fat loss food and turned it into a trigger for fat storage. Same egg, same pan. 1 minute too long on the heat. Opposite result. Now remember choline, the compound your liver needs to build those transport vehicles. Choline is heat sensitive. The longer you cook the yolk, the more you degrade it. A chalky, overcooked yolk still contains some choline, but a liquid yolk delivers it intact, bioavailable, ready to use the moment it reaches your liver. Think of it this way. A runny yolk is a sealed package of medicine. Your liver opens it and puts it to work immediately. An overcooked yolk is that same package thrown into a furnace before delivery. Something survives. Most of it does not. The cooking method is not a preference. It is a variable that determines whether this meal works or fails. Poached, soft-boiled, sunny side up, scrambled on very low heat until the curds are barely set and the yolk is still soft. Any of these preserve what you need. And anything beyond that, you're paying for eggs and getting a fraction of what you paid for. But choline does something else that has nothing to do with fat. It converts into acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter. It is the molecule your brain uses for focus, memory, and learning. Every decision you make, every craving you resist, every moment of clarity in your workday runs on acetylcholine. 3 runny yolks in the morning flood your brain with the raw material to produce it. You do not just feel full, you feel sharp. Brain fog lifts. Not because of caffeine. Caffeine borrows energy from later and charges interest. Choline builds the wiring itself. This is the part nobody connects. The same compound that clears fat from your liver also clears fog from your brain. 1 nutrient, 2 systems, both upgraded. But only if the yolk is runny. That green ring around the overcooked yolk, that is not a sign it is fully cooked. That is evidence you just burned through your choline and oxidized your fats in the same mistake. So now you have the full picture of the egg itself. 3 yolks, kept liquid, choline intact, liver activated, brain fueled, muscles signaled, sounds complete. It is not, because choline cannot do its job alone. The fat-soluble vitamins locked inside that yolk, A, D, E, K, need a specific trigger to be absorbed. Without that trigger, they pass straight through you. And the hormone that kills your cravings for the next 5 hours needs a specific partner to be released. You have the egg. Now you need what goes with it. Before we add anything to the plate, let me clear 3 things off it. Myth 1. Eggs raise your cholesterol and destroy your heart. Your liver has a feedback loop. When you eat more cholesterol, the liver produces less. When you eat less, the liver produces more. It self-regulates. It has been doing this for as long as humans have existed. The real drivers of heart risk are insulin resistance and chronic inflammation, fueled by sugar and oxidized vegetable oils, not by eggs. Clinical data consistently shows egg consumption raises HDL, the protective kind, and shifts LDL particles to a larger, less dangerous size. Eggs are not the poison. Eggs are the antidote. Myth 2. Egg whites are the healthy part. Egg whites are protein with nothing else. No choline, no fat-soluble vitamins, no satiety signal. You are eating the scaffolding and throwing away the building. A white without the yolk is an envelope without a letter. It arrives. It delivers nothing. Myth 3. Low-fat breakfast helps you lose weight. No fat in the morning means no bile release. No bile means no absorption of vitamins A, D, E, and K, all sitting right there in the yolk, all passing straight through you. It also means no CCK release. CCK is the hormone that tells your brain you are full. No fat, no fullness signal. You eat breakfast at 7 and you are hunting for a snack by 9:30. You need fat to absorb fat-soluble nutrients. You need fat to trigger the hormone that stops you from overeating. Avoiding fat at breakfast does not accelerate fat loss. It guarantees you will eat more later. 3 myths, and all born from the same mistake, fearing the very nutrients your body is starving for. Now you know what to keep: the yolk, the quantity, the cooking method. But a meal is not a single ingredient. What you add next determines whether this breakfast controls your hunger for 2 hours or 5. Half a tablespoon, that is all it takes. Butter, ghee, coconut oil, pick one. Add it to the pan. Do not use vegetable oil. Do not use canola. Those oils are unstable at heat and inflammatory by design. They undo everything the yolk is trying to do. Here is why that half tablespoon matters. Your gallbladder stores bile. Bile is a solvent, the only thing your body has that can break down and absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. All 4 are sitting inside the yolk you just carefully preserved. But your gallbladder will not release bile unless it detects fat in the meal. No added fat, no bile, no absorption. The vitamins pass through your gut like passengers on a train that never stops. They were there. Your body never grabbed them. Half a tablespoon of butter is the stop signal. The gallbladder squeezes. Bile floods the upper intestine. The vitamins dissolve. Your body absorbs them. That's simple. But bile is only half the reason. When protein and fat arrive together in your upper intestine, your gut releases a hormone called CCK, cholecystokinin. CCK does 2 things. First, it travels to your brain and pulls the brake lever. Your brain receives one message: full. Stop looking for food. Second, it slows the emptying of your stomach. Food stays in there longer. Digestion stretches out. The fullness lasts. 3 eggs with butter trigger a CCK release strong enough to shut down hunger for 4 to 5 hours. You do not resist cravings. You do not fight them. They simply do not show up. The signal was handled at the source before your brain ever had to negotiate. You do not need willpower. You need the right hormonal signal. Now the final rule for this one meal: no bread. I know, dipping toast into a runny yolk is one of life's small pleasures. But today, just today, let the yolk do its job without interference. Here is the biology. Insulin and glucagon work like a seesaw. When one goes up, the other comes down. They are never both high at the same time. Insulin is the storage hormone. Glucagon is the mobilization hormone. You want glucagon up. You want your body pulling fat out of storage and burning it. 3 eggs with butter, protein and fat only. Raise insulin slightly and raise glucagon significantly. The seesaw tilts toward burning. The fat door opens. Add toast and you introduce glucose. Insulin spikes. Glucagon drops. The seesaw slams the other direction. The fat door shuts. Same eggs, same yolk, same choline. One slice of bread and the entire hormonal setup flips against you. If you need volume, add spinach, add avocado, add sauerkraut. Keep the starch off the plate for this one meal. Just this one. You did not give anything up. You just stopped canceling out your own work. So now the meal is set. 3 eggs, yolk runny, half a tablespoon of butter, no toast. But what does this actually look like inside your body over the next 24 hours? Here's what happens after you eat this meal. Within the first hour, choline reaches your liver. The transport vehicles start assembling. Fat gets packaged, loaded, shipped out into the bloodstream. Your muscles pull it in and burn it. The processing plant is running. At the same time, acetylcholine floods your prefrontal cortex. You sit down to work and something is different. The fog is not there. You are not reaching for coffee by 9. You are not fighting your own brain to stay on task. The wiring has fuel. By noon, something stranger happens. You realize you have not thought about food, not once. CCK and PYY are still circulating. Your stomach is still processing. The satiety signal has not expired. You skip the snack, not because you decided to, but because the thought never arrived. And while you are not eating, the insulin stays at baseline. The seesaw stays tilted. The fat-burning window that opened at breakfast is still open. Every hour without a snack is another hour your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. By evening, the protein leverage effect takes over. Your brain has been tracking amino acid intake all day. It knows the morning delivery was complete. The craving signal that normally drives you to overeat at dinner is quiet. You eat a normal meal. You stop when you are full. No negotiation, no willpower required. One breakfast, not a diet, not a 30-day plan, not a subscription. One meal rewired the signals your body runs on for an entire day. Let that satisfying feeling land for a second. Now, here is exactly how you do it. Step by step. Nothing left to guess. Step 1. Buy the best eggs you can afford. Pasture-raised if possible. Standard eggs work too. Do not let perfect stop you from starting. Step 2. Cook 3 eggs gently. Low heat. Keep the yolk soft or runny. Poached. Soft boiled. Sunny side up. Scrambled on low heat until the curds barely hold together. If the yolk is solid, you went too far. Step 3. Add half a tablespoon of butter or ghee to the pan. Not vegetable oil, not canola, not margarine. Real fat from a real source. This releases bile. Bile absorbs the vitamins. The vitamins do their job. Step 4. No bread, no toast, no crackers, no starch on the plate. Just this one meal. Protein and fat only. Let the seesaw tilt toward glucagon. Let the fat door stay open. Step 5. Observe. Pay attention to your energy at 10 in the morning. Notice when you first think about food. Check in with yourself at 2 in the afternoon. Most people are shocked by the silence. No cravings, no crash, no negotiation with the vending machine. That is it. 5 steps. Nothing to buy except eggs and butter. Nothing to cancel. Nothing to sign up for. Total cost, less than $1. Total time, 6 minutes at the stove. This is not restriction. This is an upgrade. You are not removing anything from your life. You are adding the right signal at the right time. Now let me tell you what this really means. Most people react to food. They eat what is in front of them. They fight cravings with willpower. They count calories and hope the math works out. That is not you anymore. You understand the machinery now. You know what choline does inside the liver. You know what leucine signals in the muscle. You know which hormone kills hunger and which hormone locks the fat door shut. You do not follow rules. You read the blueprint. Your body does not want to hold on to fat. It never did. It just needed you to stop sending the wrong signal. 3 eggs, done right, is the first correct signal. Unlock the liver. Protect the muscle. Control the hormones. But there is one factor that happens in the 6 hours after this breakfast. Not a food, not a hormone, not a supplement. And that determines 80% of whether the fat you mobilized actually gets burned. Almost nobody talks about it. That is the next video.